But let me quickly bring in Samson Mwathethe, who is also a key stakeholder of this conference, to just take us through what we are expecting to get from this meeting. Welcome, sir. You're live on NTV. You're converging here today, and the agenda here is all about sustainable blue economy. What do we have on the table?
Yes, the story goes back to really the revival of the blue economy in Kenya. You remember in 2016, His Excellency the President brought together a team which I chair of the Blue Economy Implementation Committee. You will also recall that last year in November in Nairobi, we held a big world global conference on the blue economy, where it was co-hosted by Japan and Canada, and it was held in Nairobi. Moving forward, next year, in June, we'll have another meeting in Lisbon, Portugal, following up on the same. The meeting that we're having today is a high-level meeting which focuses mainly on the Western Indian Ocean and looking at sustainable blue economy issues, which will come together with the resolutions that will be tabled in the meeting that will be held in June next year in Lisbon.
We've seen the government's commitment towards achieving a sustainable blue economy. For instance, remember the president has been key on this particular agenda, and first we've seen the establishment of Bandari College, we've seen the Kenya Coast Guard coming also into play, but of course we also have other key areas that I believe the government is focusing on towards rather providing jobs for the youth, but because that is the entire thing that is also part and parcel of this conversation, what are we expecting to get from that?
You know, the blue economy, if it's taken the way it's supposed to be, is supposed to give very many jobs. And that is what His Excellency the President wants to achieve from this economic committee. We have, in the last 1 year alone, provided more than 380 training jobs in Bandari College. We have revived Bandari College, and we are now training people and making them ready to serve in the merchant navy. We have recruited and taken more than 500 youth for employment in the blue economy. That is a big leap. And moving forward, we believe that we will get more people trained, because, you know, we have not been training Kenyans for the merchant marine. We have not trained Kenyans for the sea. And this is what we are trying to do. We're trying to train young Kenyans to be able to offer them to the job market at sea. With the revival of Bandari College and working together with other sea-going companies, we believe that we will offer jobs for young Kenyans.
Well, of course, we've also seen the revamping of Kenya's ports, especially with the coming of the Lamu port, and of course also advancing in terms of technology here, the Mombasa port. What are some of these key areas that perhaps you think as a government that the port, because this is an industry where it provides services to millions of other port users across the globe. So is this a conversation also supposed to be part of the talks that are happening?
Yes, in Kenya we are talking about fisheries at the moment, fisheries and shipping. These are two key agenda items that we are discussing. For us, shipping will offer jobs. Fisheries will also offer jobs for our youth. And these are the areas that we are trying to, you know, dive into. Yes. And in this meeting today, we have the Portuguese ambassador and the Norwegian, who are working together with us to make sure that we achieve and come up with, you know, steps that will make us move.
And lastly, you mentioned that this meeting is happening ahead of the June's United Nations Ocean Conference. We also have other issues that are affecting our waters, like there are issues of illegal fishing that go unreported. and other challenges like drug smuggling, what are the key highlights that we're expecting Kenya and of course also Africa as a continent to go into that particular meeting and defend its waters against these illegal activities happening across the maritime, or rather the Kenya's maritime border and Africa as a continent?
And it is because of that realization that Kenya has now set up a Coast Guard. Our Coast Guard is up and running, and we hope that the other countries that are represented here today, countries of the Western Indian Ocean, will also have similar arrangements like we have. So we have a Coast Guard and more training of other beach management units that work together with our Coast Guard and our Navy to make sure that we have safe areas at sea, and that the unregulated fishing vessels are at least reported. Once we are able to see what is happening at sea, then that is the first step towards realization that we can do something. If you're not seeing anything that is happening out there, then you will do nothing about it. But first, we want to be able to see what is happening in our area of interest at sea, so that we are not sea blind, because I think as a sailor, we have been sea blind in the past. We don't know what happens out there, and if you don't know what is happening out there, then you're not bothered. Yeah. So we want to see what is happening in our area of operation at sea.
Okay. Thank you so much.